Good morning students. In this video we continue the concept of fundamentals of computers in chapter 1. Okay. So that is last video we discussed about why we need a computers and where the computers are used and syllabus to 11th standards. Okay. Now in this video we are going to discuss about computers journey. How we can get the today's computers. Okay. So now you can see the first calculating device is known as abacus. Okay, so the first calculating device is known as abacus. It is found in the year 2500 BC. Okay, the journey started from the first known calculating device abacus, which was led as today's to an extremely high speed calculating device. Nowadays we are using computer. No, how we can get this computer means this is basic to lead to the nowadays fast calculating devices. Okay, so abacus is a first calculating device. And then after that abacus, John Napier developed one calculating device that is known as Napier bones in the year 1614. Okay, AD. So in this year John Napier developed one calculating device. That device name is Napier bones. This device is used for multiplications. Okay, and then next after that device William Oughtred is developed one more device for calculating. The device name is slide rule. Okay, so in the year 1633 AD. Okay, so William Oughtred developed one calculating device. The device name is slide rule. Okay, and then after that the rotating wheel calculator is developed by Blaise Pascal. Okay, so he was developed in the year 1642 AD. Okay, so this is also the machine is used for calculations. Okay, after that we know Charles Babbage is known as today's father of computers. Okay, so the computer invention is done by the Charles Babbage. Okay, so Charles Babbage developed one calculating device. The name of the calculating device is the difference engine in the year 1822 AD. Okay, so this difference engine is basic for your today's computer. Okay, so after this Charles Babbage, Hermann Hollerith is also calculated one device for calculation. The device name is Hollerith tabulating machine. Okay, so in the year 1890 AD. So these are the devices is found before the invention of computers. Okay, these are all devices is used for calculation. After that only we can get computer. Nowadays you are looking computer like this. No, that is monitor, CPU, keyboard, mouse, like that. This type of device is coming after the foundation of the devices only. So now we see about some facts about computers. Okay, so computers are evolved over the years from a simple calculating device to high-speed portable computers. Yes, you already saw now that is first calculating device. What is the name of the first calculating device? Can you able to remember? Yes. So which one is your first calculating device? Abacus. Okay, from the simple calculating device to high-speed portable computers. Nowadays we are using laptop and then tab. That type of high-speed portable computers we can found over the years. Okay, so computers have revolutions over lives with their accuracy and speed of performing a job. It is truly remarkable. Why we need a computers? Why most of the persons like computers to do the work? Because the computers can perform a job at accuracy and a very speed manner. Okay, so it can give the result in accurate result. Okay, that is no correction. It gives the perfect result. And then how it can work? It can works very speed. That's why all of them like computers to work. Okay, so today no organization can function without a computers. Okay, today all the organizations have computers to work. Okay, so in fact various organizations have become paperless work. So in early days we can see lot of papers are used to store the details, store the informations. Okay, after the inventions of computers, the paper work can be reduced. Instead of writing in papers, we can use storage devices to store the content. Yes, nowadays we are using pen drives, CDs to store the content, that's why we are reducing the need for papers. Okay, that is, computers can give the paperless environment. So it can produce new environment that is known as a digital world. We are moving to the digital world. So that digital worlds can be possible with the help of your computers. Okay. So next we see about your next topic, that is generations of computers. Okay. So how we can classify the generations in computers? Based on their development technology. What are the technologies is used to develop the computer? That is the size, storage, processing speed. Based on that, we can classify the computers into 6 generations. Okay, now you can see the points. Growth in the computer industry is determined by the development in technology. Okay, so how the growth can be determined? By using the development technology. What are the technologies is used to develop the computers? Okay, so based on various stage of development, computers can be categorized into different generations. So that is, various stage of development means, and what are the equipments, that is, what is the circuit, what is the language is used inside of the computers, how the computers can function. Based on that, the computers are categorized into 6 generations. Okay, so totally how many generations are classified? 6 generation. First, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth generation. Now you can see about one by one. Okay, first generation in the period 1942 to 1955. Okay, so what is the period for first generation? 1942 to 1955. Okay, so in this generation, we don't think a computer looks like a nowadays computer. Okay, so this is a first generation computer. Example of first generation computer. Okay, you can see this is a very large mechanical device. Yes, so this computer name is HEDVAC, that is electronic discrete variable automatic computers. Okay, so this is the example of first generation computer. And then one more computer is also developed in first generation, that is UNIVAC. So universal automatic computers, this is also the first generation computers. And then one more is ENIAC. So ENIAC, so what is the expansion of ENIAC? Means electronic numerical integrator and computer. So this is a one more example for your first generation computers. We can see how the first generation computers are looking. It looks like a very big mechanical device. Yes. Okay, so in first generation, what is the circuit is used? Means the vacuum tube. Vacuum tubes as a circuit is used the first generation computers. Okay, so this is a picture about vacuum tubes. Different types of vacuum tubes are used in this first generation computers. Okay, so about ENIAC. So ENIAC was invented by J. Presper Eckert and John McChee at the University of Pennsylvania and began constructions in 1943 and was not completed until 1946. So nearly how many years they have worked to get this ENIAC? Totally 3 years. Okay, struggled to get this ENIAC device. So this device was invented by by J. Presper Eckert and John McChee at the University of Pennsylvania. Okay, and then ENIAC, you can see how much is weighted. Okay, ENIAC weighted about 27 ton. Okay, so 27 ton is weight. Size 8 feet into 100 feet into 3 feet. That is length, breadth, height. So length is 8 feet. breadth is 100 feet, height is 3 feet, and consumed around 150 watts of power. How much of power we need? 150 watts of power to need to run this computer. Okay, it occupied about 1800 square feet and used about 18,000 vacuum tubes. Okay, so how much of vacuum tubes is needed? 18,000 vacuum tubes need to run this computer, weighing almost 50 tons. Okay, so the weight about this vacuum tubes is 50 tons. ENIAC was the first digital computer because it was fully functional. So before than that, a lot of devices are found, but the first digital computer is known as ENIAC. Full function of computers can be done this ENIAC. So we call it as first digital computer is ENIAC. Okay, and then you see the merits and demerits of first generation computers. Okay, how the computers is there? You can see that the computer is very big in size. Okay, consumed more power, yes, it requires more power to run, and then malfunction due to overheat. So vacuum tubes, when you are working continuously, means the vacuum tubes are overheated and burst. Okay, so that due to this overheat it can do the malfunction, that is it can work wrong functions. Okay, in this generation which language are used means mission language. So what is meant by language? First, we know language is used for communication. What are the languages we know? Tamil, English, Malayalam, Telugu, like that we are know lot of languages. Okay, but in this first generation, what language is used in computer? Means they are using the mission language. In mission language, how they are writing codes means they are using only zeros and ones to write a code. Okay, so first generation computers is using mission language to write a program code. Okay, so what are the merits and demerits of first generation computers? It is big in size, consumed more power, and malfunction due to the overheat, and mission language was used. Okay, so these are the merits and demerits of first generation computers. You must remember in which period this generation can be created and what is the circuit used in this generation. Okay, and then write the merits and demerits. In this lesson, generations of computer is the important 5-mark question for your public exam. Okay, so you go through this point, that is each generation you must remember the period of that generation and what is the circuit is used and merits and demerits of that generations. Okay, okay, now we move for the next one, that is second generation. In the second generation, the period of the second generation is 1955 to 1964. Okay, so in this generation, slight changes are made. Instead of using vacuum tubes as circuit, here we are using the transistors. So transistors are used for circuits to build the computers. Okay, so if you are using transistor, what is the advantage? Means we are reducing the size of the computers. Okay, now you can see the examples of second. So see the examples of second generation computers. IBM 1401. Okay, so IBM company manufactured second generation computer. The version is 1401. Okay, so one more example of second generation computer is IBM 1620. This is also the second generation computers. And then ENIAC also developed one more computers in second generation, that is ENIAC 1108. Okay, these are the second generation computers. Okay, now you can see about merits and demerits of second generation computers. Okay, so second generation computers are smaller when compared to the first generation. You can see how many square feet we needed for first generation computers, 1800 square feet. Okay, so in the second generation computers we are taking very small amount of place to place the computers. Okay, so that is the size of the computer is smaller when compared to the first generation computers. Okay, and then second generation computers creates less heat. First generation it produce heavy heat. That heat will be reduced in second generation. And then we are using punched card as your input device. Okay, if you want to give the input, we can use punched cards to give the inputs to your device. Okay, and then consumed less power compared to the first generation. So in this generation we require only the less power to run your computers. The first operating system was developed. First the OS was developed in this generation only. We know what is meant by operating system. Operating system is the main software is used to run the computer. Okay, without operating system your computer cannot be function. Okay, so that is your operating system. The operating system first developed in the second generation only. Okay, in this generation we are going to work batch processing and multi-programming. So what does mean by batch processing means the similar programs, similar problems can be gathered together. If for example if we want to add different numbers, that is all the problems is gathered together. That is we are doing the only one process, that is adding the numbers. Okay, so that's known as batch processing. Similar problems can be gathered and processed in a similar manner, batch processing. That means batch processing. Okay, and then multi-programming concept is also introduced in this second generation. And then operating system, here we are using machine language as well as multi-programming operating system is used in this generation. In this generation we are using machine language as well as assembly language to develop a program code. Okay, so in machine language how we are writing the codes? In machine language we are using only the binary numbers, that is zeros and ones. In first generation we are using only machine language to write the instruction, that is zeros and ones alone used to develop the program. In second generation we are using assembly language to develop the program. In this assembly language we are using mnemonics to write the instruction, that is short form of instruction is used to develop a program code. Okay, that is known as a assembly language. So second generation we are using machine language as well as assembly language to run the program.